Hey everybody, it's Alera. Welcome back, or welcome to the channel, where I talk about a lot of cross stitch. Like a lot of cross stitch. If you are new, thank you so much for joining me. I hope you like what you have to see. Please consider subscribing if you can get all the way through this. To those of you who are coming back, thank you so much for continuing on this journey. Look at me, 2 weeks in a row. We'll see how long it lasts. Cross fingers. I'm honestly really enjoying this format. You guys have been amazing with your feedback. Thank you so much for all the comments, and I got so many positive, kind words about how the style of recording was different last week. So I definitely will continue to do that as well, because it really has been a huge difference as far as my motivation to record. Like, I would want to record, but it would feel really overwhelming. So this has been a game changer so far, 2 whole weeks in. I did have a couple of questions. Well, I had at least one question. I'm terrible about making sure I answer everyone's questions as they come in, so I don't necessarily remember to address them all. But I did have a couple of people ask about the sweater that I wore last week. And yes, I did make that sweater by myself. Listen to me. I did make that sweater myself. It is crochet. Unfortunately, I don't remember the pattern that I used. This was 15 years ago, I think I made that sweater. So no, I don't unfortunately know the pattern. The cotton something, I don't know. It washes well. I washed it and it held up nicely. Let's see. I want to also thank everyone for chiming in with how you're going to participate, or that you want to participate with the Monopoly game. Or if you even don't. I think I did talk about this a little bit last week, which is perfectly fine. But I had a giggle on Instagram because Pam from Witch Stitch PS, here is her handle on Instagram, created a hashtag, Alera's Monopoly Mayhem, and I just cackled. I love it. So if you are on Instagram and you are playing along, however you decide you want to play along, please tag me, at me, use the hashtag, whatnot. I would love to see, your whips that you're working on, or whip, whatever you're doing. And if you're not on Instagram but you're on Facebook, tag me there. I would love to see it. I have one gal that's actually just posting on my timeline, which is perfect, because I'm like, okay, I know I'm going to see that. So yeah, I definitely, I don't care if you send it to me in a messenger message. I want to see what you're working on, because it not only motivates me to see what you guys are stitching and to continue doing what I'm doing. So love it. Let's see. I have a couple of thank yous. I did get mentioned a few times in the last couple of weeks. I hope I don't forget anybody. I know Cross Stitch the Globe, and my brain is failing me badly at the moment. Stephanie and they're sisters, and I'm so sorry, I cannot remember. I'm like 80% sure Stephanie is correct. Why can't I remember their names right now? I'm sorry. Anyway, Cross Stitch the Globe mentioned, thank you for that. Tasha over at Britches Get Stitches, she has a pretty unique format too, kind of like a daily life vlog plus the blog style, and then she does some face-to-face too. She said some really kind words about both me and Jenn in our videos, so that was greatly appreciated. And then Andy at Second Wind Stitcher, I have been I don't want to say I've been watching her forever, but because it's been over a year. She's been almost as bad as me at recording and uploading, but I love her videos. I could listen to her talk all day long. I love her voice. She got a new puppy though, so I understand why she hasn't posted, because they are like taking care of children. I don't care who you are, that it's a lot of work. But and we actually have a lot of similar, especially full coverage. We have very similar tastes. We have quite a few of the same projects going. And she has one. Which one is it? I don't remember. Anyway. But she's going to be 50, so happy early birthday, Angie. I cannot, when she said she was going to be 50, I was like, I'm sorry. You're like 35, right? She looks amazing. And she's gonna be starting a bunch of new stuff. And yes, please, all the start parade thing, Angie, I would love to see it. Let's see, and then Andy at the Crow Stitcher, she mentioned me again, which I so much appreciate. And I wanted to kind of direct people over there too. If you're wanting to participate and play Monopoly with me, check Andy's channel out, because they have a really interesting, unique way of keeping the variety up without having a ton of whips assigned to the game board, and not stuck on like a specific project. If you are playing just a token, you don't have to stick with one whip. So I definitely go check Andy's channel out as far as like that for that particular idea. And then holy crow, a huge like kudos, because they have a project that has more black stitches than Dragons of the Sabbat. And if you've been with me in my channel, you know that sucker has a ton of 310. And Andy has a project, I cannot remember, I forgot to write that one down too, which project that was, but holy cow, I almost fell out of my seat when they said how many stitches of 310 was in there. So, okay. So introductions over, thank yous are done. Ooh, what else? Do I have anything else to say before I start showing you stuff, before we get into it? Next poll, not pool, poll. That's a hard word. Poll, if you will. I have had a couple of people mention in comments too about they wouldn't care if I did like a Stitch With Me type, like stuck it in there with some of the stuff, because they've missed a little bit of my chatty and talking about whatever. I think if I were to do that, I will put timestamps, because I know not everybody wants to sit and just listen to somebody drone on. But with the way I do my clips, there is like pertinent stitchy stuff after the stitching. So I would put a timestamp of when you can skip to if you don't want to listen to a Stitch With Me type chitty chat. It wouldn't be necessarily long, and if it did end up being long, I would use that clip in a whole separate video. But if it's like 15 minutes, that's not really, for me, that's not really a whole video worth. So I don't know, let me know what you think about that in the comments. If that would be something you would be interested in, if it would be something you would skip, which is totally fine. I'm just curious as to if there is enough of an interest. I may try to do that. And if there's not really much of an interest, I'll just throw up a Stitch With Me when I can, like as a whole separate video. It just takes more time and planning for something like that. So let me know. Okay, so without further ado, let's get into what we oh, no, just kidding. I did have something else to show you. I have a board. So the green, the pink is what was called for Monopoly, obviously Monopoly stitching, and the green is what I did. So everything got all of its stitches plus some. I'll put it in red if it doesn't get like, sorry, glare. If it doesn't get all the stitches, I will put it in red. And then I did get a few temperature pieces worked on. I put a crap ton of stitches into a couple, as you can see. So what was that, 4,405? So not a terrible stitching week. So yeah, ta-da. That's more for it was a little easier for me to keep track and have a visual of what I was going to be working on. So okay, so on, oh, and I did have a finish in that list of things. So stay tuned. I'll see you in a bit. Okay, so first up we are working on Luthien Art Shop's January birth month flower, putting these all together into like a big sampler. So my percentage done will actually be more accurate out of my planner, because I put all the stitch counts for the whole piece into that. But yeah, we'll do both. So here's my starting point. I'm doing this on 32 count fabric, 1/1 full cross, and I was a little worried about the spacing, to be honest, with these motifs. Just being 32 count, it's tiny, but I think I really like it. So I forget, 180 I think is the goal for this one, something like that. So yeah, we'll see where I get and how much 180 is actually looking for this. Almost forgot to say that this is starting at 1,000 stitches even. And this particular flower has 25,921. I'm at 3.86% for this particular one. Okay, and here we are at 295 stitches later. Would have actually been a little bit more. I had to frog the black out of this spot right there. I had one line too far down. I don't know how I did that, but I did it. So now I'm at 1295 total, and exactly 5% for the January flower. Okay, next up is Autumn Harmony by Maxine Gadd Creations. I don't remember the exact dimensions, but she's big. And yeah, I'm going to be stitching her on this 32 count even weave. And I am starting at 5,000. Oh, sorry. Sorry for the seasickness there. Starting out at 5,980 out of basically 500,000 stitches. So I think I'm probably going to be picking a color in here to start with, assuming I don't have any more holes in here. Yeah, and minimum of 200 stitches to go. Okay, here we are 319 stitches later, and I can't tell a difference, so I doubt you guys can either. It's terrible. So there were some like ninja stitches up in here that needed filled in, and it was like sprinkled up into here. That's right. Focus, lighting. Okay. And then I found a parked thread like here back behind the fabric, so I pulled it up, and you can, this is a lot of the extra stuff that I did. And then there, I decided to go off of the diagonal, so this leaf was kind of left out because it's a 20 stitch wide diagonal, so there was like one stitch right here that was before these over here. It's very weird. Anyways, and that came and filled in some more, and then it came over here and it meandered all the way over here. There's a lot of confetti in this piece, quite a bit. So yeah, don't feel bad if you can't tell a difference, because I really can't either. This is going to be one of those that just kind of slowly fills in over time, and for like the whip parade, it's going to look different. Hopefully I work on it more than just this once. We'll see. Okay, next up is The Fox by Cottage Garden Samplings. You're in the Woods, #1. He is going to go in the middle of the fabric though, because he's the middle of winter, and the reindeer in December is, in my head, number one, because winter. I'm stitching these in by 3-month increments according to their season, because I did not buy a big enough piece of fabric to separate them, unfortunately. I'm stitching this on Bestitch Me's Gray Magic. It's part of her Woodland bundle. I did double check on her website which one she recommends for which piece. So I'm going to be starting, that's my center of the center. 2/2 is what I'll be stitching for this one. So now unfortunately, when I bought this, I did not pay attention to the the model was stitched on 40 count, and that there's like 2 skeins versus 1 skein of the Gentle Arts, and I got it for I'm doing 2/2 on 28 count. I only got 1 skein, so I gotta figure out where my priority is for this color, just in case I don't have enough. So I mean, I could always go pick up another skein, but I'm not that stressed about it, to be honest. I will just stitch carefully and then substitute as needed. So all right, it is just after, it's later than I thought. It's just after 1 o'clock in the morning, so I'm gonna go to bed, and this will be a start for tomorrow. Okay, and here we are at 232 stitches. I just finished the thread and then forgot that it was supposed to stop at 160, so I just did another thread. But yeah, it's just 38.65, which I realized after I stopped filming yesterday that the 2 is for chalk. So I should have enough burnt orange, so that's exciting, because I'm not stitching chalk. Chalk is 38.65, and basically the same color. So you can see all the holes where the pattern will go, and so yeah, that's my progress on the fox. I don't have a clue what percentage, because it's not full coverage. Okay, on to the next. Okay, up next is this Kitty Me Designs Autumn Blackwork cat. Yeah, not much to say about this one, other than I am going to try and use a different, like a variegated floss in these pumpkins instead of the called for. I'm going to be doing it basically on the called for, so this is a 28 count linen. Looks like a sand color, so that works for me. And it's going to be 2/2 full cross. Well, I mean, the back stitch is 1 strand. Okay. So and then the cross stitch is 2 strands. So yeah, obviously going to be a center start, so we're going to get right into the cat. So we'll see how far I get. And I mean, I kind of need to count the stitches, right? How am I going to do that? I think I will count every 2 as 1 stitch. So okay, let's see where we get to. Whew. Oh, no, that's going to count 1 for 1. Because I love how it's turning out, but it is just as stressful as regular backstitch for me. Possibly more so. I did find the edge of the cat right here. And this is the very center of the cat's belly. And there's really no rhyme or reason. It was wherever my eyes took me and could go. So I ended up getting 368 stitches. So I mean, almost double what the called for was, which was 200. But yeah, I'm gonna be satisfied with that for now, because whew, yeah, like I said, and I honestly, I'm not sure if part of it is because I'm working on linen I think I would prefer this on an even weave, because some of those linen threads are really hard to distinguish. And it didn't really, it's not, what's the word that I want? Symmetrical, kind of, like, simply because of the nature of linen. So I will be glad to put this away until it's landed on again. So cut myself off there. So on to the next, which is Cradle the Moon. I'm excited for this one. Okay, like I said, next up is this Heaven and Earth Designs Cradle the Moon. Artwork is by Michelle Lee Phelan is what is listed, but she goes by Raven Phelan. 90 colors, 450 by 636. And I'm going to be stitching this on 28 count, 1/1, full cross. Oops, I keep getting my finger in this stupid camera. This is Even Weave from AliExpress. Went ahead and gridded it. 500 is the goal. I may, depending on how the chart works, I don't know, 500 isn't going to look like much, so I won't worry too much about methodology yet. So I'm just going to pick a color and go. Okay, here we are, 603 stitches later. I just finished off the thread that I was working, and I use pretty long threads. That's actually not 310, it is 939. And it's just 939. I decided to do 50 row or 50 column, a 50 column section, which is smaller than the actual page. But working on Dragons of the Sabbat, I really like how manageable a 50 column swath is. So got a little orb thing that'll be going in there. I did feather a little bit, hopefully to keep the column lines. It's a little smaller of a feather than I did with dragons, so we'll see if that works okay. But yeah, it is 603 out of 286,200 for 0.21%. I don't remember what's next, or do I? Present gnome? So yeah, moving on to him. Oh, actually, no, just kidding. I totally forgot to put my snow pictures in last video, so I'm going to go ahead and stick them in like right now so I don't forget them. It may end up at the end of the video if I remember to shuffle them out of the way of the clips, but it could very well be here. We're actually getting more snow as we speak. We're supposed to get another 2 to 4 inches, I think, tonight on top of what we had. So I'm excited. I like the snow if it's going to be cold. So, all right, here we go. So here was at sunset, what we'd had so far. And then that's the next day when it was done. About 10 inches there. And then that was the night before, right before I went to bed. And that's when it was finished. I wish I'd gotten it as close up because it's hard to see how much more there was. And that was us after we shoveled out. Again, about 10 inches of snow. And yeah, it's covered up already from the new snow. So it's going to be fun. Okay, and here's Mr. Present Gnome. He is 53 by 75 from 4stitch.com. Yeah, not a lot to say about this one. And he's going to be a center star. I'm anticipating on working up here in the present, simply from where it sits. And I'm putting it on this 18 count lilac Ada from Witchelt. It's not my favorite fabric to work on. The holes are a little bit small for my taste. So I got my center start marked, and it looks ridiculous in my Lowry stand, but it goes faster for working two-handed. I'm going to be doing this 2/1 full cross. So I forgot to look and see how many stitches he is. I think it's less than 200. So we will see how far we get. Okie dokie. So I did get 152 stitches in. Excuse me. And this is I think you can probably tell this is the ribbon going up the middle of the package. So he'll fit under here. It's going to be a little bit, well, not too bad. It's only going to go up maybe another 4 rows past this. So yeah, I should have a pretty decent border always around. Goodness, excuse me. So yeah, 152 out of 2,811 stitches. That does not count the back stitching, and these little guys have a decent amount of back stitching in them at 5.41%. So he will get put away for now. And next up is Peaceful Jaguar, which is also less than 200 stitches. So now we'll see how far I get on that before I decide to start in on some temperature stitching, because it is Friday night going into Saturday. So yeah, here we go. Okay, so up next we have the Cross Stitch Studios Peaceful Jaguar. This is the crop version. 325 by 325, 91 colors. Artwork is by Lucy Bilodeau. I don't know how you say her name. I'm going to be stitching on this 18 count Putty Davis. It's a very stretchy, even weave. Did I say 18 count? I think I did. This was hard to grid because it's so stretchy. And I did not give myself much margin on this. This is like a less than 2-inch margin. So going to be starting in the upper left-hand corner as per usual. And it's only supposed to, it's only slated for 180 stitches, but I'm sure I'll go over that just because it's full coverage, new start. That's 180 is not going to go very far. And I feel like sitting and stitching for a little bit. And my next one is the peppermint photo frame, and I have to go shopping for that one. So maybe rather than trying to dive into temperatures today, I'll just stitch on this one. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Okay, so goal was 180, and apparently I had 185 in me. So, yeah, this I looked it up. So this Davis fabric, it looks like it only comes in 18 count. Putty is one of the colors, and it's like khaki putty, I think. It is definitely not an Aida. The label that when I got this fabric said Putty Davis Aida. It's not. It's Davis. That's the fabric. It reminds me, stitching on this reminds me of stitching with silk, like the feel of it. But you know, just using cotton threads. So, I think that was all I had to say about that. But yeah, 185 out of 625 for 0.18%. Tons of progress. That's okay. That's what I felt like doing on this one. So until I get to the store, I'm going to work on some temperature stitching. I do still have to work today, so I don't know how much I'll actually do, but yeah, first up is going to be it's 33 degrees outside, so just above freezing for us. I'm hoping it doesn't do much damage to the snow that we got. I mean, it's 4:20 in the afternoon, so the sun's going to be going down here pretty soon, and it's going back down below freezing, obviously, tonight. And that is going to be Gypsy Firefly, so I'll bring that one out next. Okay, so here's Gypsy Firefly. This is a chart by Heaven and Earth Designs, artwork by Amy Stewart. This is the max color version, so it's got 236 colors there, as you can see, 450 by 630. I'm gonna swing you. I am doing this 2/1. Oh, and I forgot, I think I forgot to mention that I am doing the Peaceful Jaguar 2/1 full cross. This is also 18 count. This is an Aida from somewhere. And, excuse me. Yeah, full cross, 18 count, 1/1. Let me show you, since I've already got it in the hoop. Let me show you on Pattern Keeper where I'm at. so far with this. So, oops, ooh, oh, what is happening? Sorry. Oh, duh, because I turned it sideways. Okay, try and keep the glare out. So that's what the whole thing sort of looks like as far as what I've got done. I think what I might do actually is once no, I'm not going to lie to you like that, because once it's in the hoop and this is temperature stitching, it's probably not going to come out for a while. If you want to see the whole thing, go watch my Hula Parade. So I'm going to work down here. So you can see there. My goal is to work in all these part threads. Not necessarily in one sitting, because this is a decent chunk. But I think that's what I want to start working on. Start working on getting all the part threads in and getting maybe these two pages done before I go back up to the top and work. Or maybe I'll just work down. I don't know. Yeah, goal will be at least 200 stitches on this. And so we'll see where I'm at when that's finished. I don't know how much you'll really be able to tell simply because of the confetti and working in the park thread. I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully you can tell a difference. Okay, it is kind of ridiculously late at night. I ended up being a woman on a mission, apparently. And as you can see, I got all but 2 threads tucked in. And this is simply because the stitches go beyond the edge of the hoop. So I did 852 stitches. I did not want to carry this over until tomorrow. I wanted to start fresh, which, watch, my high for tomorrow will be the same dang temperature. If that's the case, I'll probably convert to Celsius and do that, because my fingers actually hurt. Or not hurt, but they're sore. I'm going to switch from doing the 2 strands held together, folded over, for my 2 strands to 1 thread looped through the needle, and the needle is in the middle of the thread. That does seem to help quite a lot with the struggle of pulling it through these tiny stupid holes for this particular Ada. I don't like this piece of Ada. If I wasn't 14,000 stitches in, I would probably restart it, but no, this is not getting restarted. So yeah, let's see. I am at 14,297 out of 283,500. I did hit 5%, so 5.04% on this piece now. And I will probably start hitting the diagonal and filling in. Maybe, I don't know. It's a little weird because of the way the part threads go. I was kind of working in columns, finishing stitches off, and yeah, I don't know. This might just keep getting worked on cross country. I'll pick spots up here and fill them in and just kind of see where they go. So this piece hasn't really been talking to me as far as how it wants to be stitched yet, so we're still kind of experimenting. This line of stitches right here is the top of the wagon. So that's pretty exciting, and I didn't realize, like, the 939 goes into and is part of the wagon. I was thinking the wagon turned into 310, but nope, still 939. So I am kicking myself a little bit. I had this project completely kitted up at one point, and then I de-kitted it and put it all in my master set, and I'm definitely kicking myself because of the 939 and just the sheer number of stitches for quite a lot of these colors. So luckily I still have, like, the 939 that I got for this piece relatively separate, so I'll be pulling skeins of that and putting it back into the project bag for this and pulling it from that. So, oops, sorry, finger. Yeah, I did manage to get some work done today, but yeah, I might need to take it a little easy on the stitching tomorrow and get a bigger chunk of work done. But all right, I'm for bed, and I will see you whatever next project is. Okay, up next is Jeremy. I have a high of 38 today, which I'm kind of sad about. It's too warm. It's melting my snow. Yeah, Enjoying the Snow, aka Jeremy, by Stefan Coidel. Artwork by charted by Contemporary Cross. Let's see, 400 by 46. Only 39 colors, pretty much all of them blue. I am starting from here. Let's see, what is this? I don't remember what I'd put in last week. Let's see, 469 stitches so far. Goal is to be a minimum of 200. I think I would like to try and get both the high and low done today, so probably won't spend too much time on them. But yeah, 0.24% is where I'm at so far. Do I have anything else to say about this? I don't think so. Okay, let's see where we get to. I know what I forgot to say. I am stitching this on a 28 count Monaco, 1/1 full cross. And that's it. That's what I forgot to say. Okay, I ended up with 327 stitches. So we are now at 796 stitches out of 194,400 for 0.41%. It looks like nothing for goodness knows how long. I have a feeling this is going to be one of those ones that the magic doesn't happen until like it gets fully filled in. Yeah. I found something today that will hopefully help while my pieces are going around the Monopoly board. And then I have a surprise for you coming up, which I may have already said once in the intro. We'll see if I forget that I say it here. I think the low temperature is Boudreaux. I'm pretty sure. I don't know. We'll see what's next. Just kidding. I double-checked the low temperature, and it was for When to Rule Them All. This is a piece by Tilton Crafts. I forget. There we go. Eric, who is that? What does that say? Eric Stein. This is 350 by 230, so it's not big. I have seen this completed on Facebook, and it looks amazing. This is a gift for someone that I know. And yeah, I'm hoping to get this done by next year. Not this year, but next year maybe. And it's being stitched on 28 count fabric. I'm doing this 1/1 full cross. As you can see, it does have a start of, was that 700 stitches, I believe? Yeah, 700 stitches even. Out of 80,500 for 0.87%. So this is all black. It's the first 3 more rows is nothing but 310, or 3 more rows of 10. It's nothing but 310. So it's not really going to look like much different. Just a couple more rows of black once I'm done. So see you in a second. Okay, hopefully you can hear me okay. I was watching and catching up with some Flosstube and having earbuds in for that, and I just left them in. So as you can see, I went ahead and did a whole nother block, so another 700 stitches for a total of 1,400. Now at 1.74% on this piece. So I think tomorrow we are going to be going down to Keepsakes. My husband wants to do some shopping at a store that's like 15 minutes from Keepsakes. So he's enticing me by telling me we can go to Keepsakes for my perforated paper. And I may try and talk him into some fabric while we're there as well. I don't know. We'll see. So yeah, When to Rule Them All, and hopefully tomorrow I will get my stitches in on my last Monopoly piece. Excuse me. And yeah, we'll go from there. Okay, so this is Lavender and Lace's Celtic Autumn. This is not the cover photo for the actual pattern. This is a conversion that someone stitched. And this is the colorway that I'm doing. Here she is. And this is a 28 count casual linen that I'm stitching her on. In the color Persephone by Die Stitch Love. 2/2 full cross. And so I'm only going to get to one temperature piece today. It's kind of late at night. We went shopping today, and I'm still on the look. I'm still on the hunt for my perforated paper for the photo frame. At this point, I'll take plastic canvas, and I've got one more spot to go tomorrow before I call a defeat and order it from 123 Stitch. I did get some goodies at Keepsakes today, though, so I'll show you those in the, I don't know, whatever section I decide to show you them after these. And when I've been kind of noodling about how I want to do this. So when I don't have time to do both high and low, I think what I'm going to do is when I sit down to stitch, look and see what the actual temperature is in Celsius, like right now. Right now it is -9 outside. It's pretty cold. We're looking at really bitterly cold temperatures the next couple of days. And it will be at my discretion if it's the high piece or the low piece that I pull for that particular number. And I didn't really look at the lows. I just saw Celtic Autumn, and was like, yep, I'll go ahead and work on her. I'm not honestly feeling it, but she's been put down for a while, and I want to get some more progress on her. So I'll put in however many I get in tonight, and we'll see where I cannot talk. I'm really tired today. Yeah, we'll see where we end up. And here we are, 215 stitches later. And excuse me, as you can see, I have come all the way to the left side border. So that is the edge of the top piece. Her dress does, like, once that stitch comes out past the border, but I just use counting pins to start this off with, because I realized that I think the reason she kind of got put down and I didn't pick her back up is these motifs are really fiddly. Like, oh my god, let's see if I can bring you in a little bit. So there's a color here that goes all the way around, but they're not really close enough together where I'm comfortable carrying across all the fabric. So it's, do 10 stitches, stop, do 10 stitches, stop, which is no different than confetti to a point, but it's all the same color. And I just wasn't feeling it. So, but she is beautiful, and I am glad I have her on the temperature list. Just chug out some more, and it'll be a lot easier or a lot better for me once I get down to her dress again. Because I do enjoy the block stitching or the bulk stitching of the dress. So, and I don't know if you can see it. I did do her skin 1/1. I don't know if you can see. I've got these weird little bumpy bits, and I don't know, that might just be where the linen got weird. But I love how her face turned out. It's not wanting to focus very well. I'm probably a little too close, but so yeah, no beads. I did put the gold petite treasure braid in, but next time I may go ahead and bring the border down too, but I know there's going to be a lot of leftover thread, like these part threads here. And I want to stitch down as far as I can, but I don't know if that goes all the way down here or not. I don't know yet. I doubt I'll feel like counting. So for now, it's just chug through these motifs. This one is completely done except for the beading. So, and I probably won't do the beading until I get down towards the edge with the last motif or whatever. Simply because I love beading. I do like beading, but the I'm using an invisible thread for these. And it's kind of a pain in the ass to work with, to be honest. So I'm avoiding beading just for that. So, but yeah, I think I will leave her here. I'm going out again tomorrow, like I mentioned, to see if I can get that perforated paper, and we'll see if we can get the last Monopoly stitching before I record again. This is Monday. So I have tomorrow and then record on Tuesday. So we'll see how much more I can get done. Okay, so yes, I went shopping today, and I did not actually, yes and no. I did not find the perforated paper still. The place that I thought had it had some, but it was like the really dark beige, same one that Keepsakes had. So I did find white plastic canvas. This is 14 count, so I'll be stitching my photo frame from this I keep wanting to say 101, but it's just 100 cross stitch Christmas ornaments from somebody. Oop, try not to. Sorry. Oh my gosh. Peppermint photo frame. That was awkward because the pattern is right there. So obviously it's gonna have this year, maybe last year. Yeah, last year's date on it, because I want to put the date. I'm going to use his my youngest's kindergarten picture, so I want to put the year he was in kindergarten for Christmas, whatever that was. So not 2024, 2023, and they do have their thing in the back for the numbers. So I forget. Hang on, let me reach my board. Yeah, it's 180 stitches to go into that one. So we will see how far. Now it's not, the white's not stitched, which is why I was really like kind of trying to find a white for it. And depending on how that plastic canvas looks, I won't stitch mine either. Well, so it's really just these red stripes and the back stitching. So I mean, obviously 180, there's going to be way more back stitching than that. But we'll see how far it gets it. Ta-da! So it was only 157 stitches of cross stitching to get the candy cane stripes in. And I don't really count back stitching anymore, simply because it takes too much concentration for me to just do it. There was a small hiccup in that they did not allow for the ticking over into the 2000s in this box. So I had stitched the box and then realized it wasn't going to fit both of the twos. So I had to frog it, and then I had to make a decision here about if I was going to overstitch it with the green or just leave it there. I decided I didn't want to break the wreath up, so the box just looks a little wonky if you look at it too closely, but that's okay. I will cut this out and do all that with an X-Acto knife, because I've got to clean. I was hoping it would hit this edge. I cut it based on the design, the stitches design size, and not the graph that they had. So I had to guess exactly which space to throw it, and yeah, I wish it would have been one that way, but that's okay. So I'll use an X-Acto knife to clean up this rough edge, and then start trimming out the space for the photo to go in. That's definitely a future Alara problem for sure. Tonight is, so that's the last of Monopoly stitching. It is Tuesday, so my plans are to record tomorrow, and get the next round of Monopoly in. It's going to be interesting though, because our furnace is currently not working, and it is going to be the coldest night so far of this winter. We're looking at -9 Fahrenheit. I'm not sure what that translates to in Celsius, to be honest. But yeah, we have a wood burning stove, and it is on fire. It is trying really, really hard to heat this house, because The thermostat is set at like 72, 70. I don't know. Somebody bumped it. It was set on 74 and it was reading 69 at like midnight. And my husband comes down and he's like, okay, it's not cold down here. It was getting chilly at that point. He was like, what is going on? I was like, what are you talking about? He's like, have you heard the furnace come on? I was like, I've been watching Flosstube with my earbuds. I haven't heard squat other than my videos. And yeah, the furnace is not actually blowing the warm air that is created by the boiler pipes from the wood stove. So the blower is not kicking on. So we couldn't even switch over to electric heat because we do have a heat pump that goes in that you know, like it for spring and autumn before it gets really cold. But yeah, if the fan isn't blowing, that's not gonna make much difference. And I'm pretty sure the furnace company is who screwed it up because they were out here for the routine maintenance that was supposed to happen in the fall today. And I'm like, this is a really fantastic night to break our heat, guys. Thanks. So I've got the blower like cranked. We have a really loud heater down here in the basement. So I'll crank that back up before I go upstairs. And we've got the basement door open to hopefully heat a little bit of the upstairs. We shouldn't have any danger of the pipes freezing because the ceiling of the basement will stay really warm. But I'm not really looking forward to trying to sleep tonight because it's going to be cold. So anyway, yeah, I will leave this clip here and let you go from staring at the wreath for the last 4 minutes. And so yeah, this actually should go right into Monopoly, our Monopoly board. Okay, so I forgot that my spinner wheel was on my phone, so I have to do a screen recording, voiceover, whatever, we need to pick a new whip to replace the peppermint photo frame. So there are no repeats on this wheel, so we're just going to spin and in the true randomness that the rest of the Monopoly board was created on, see what gets picked. Included in here are everything that I have completely kitted up, or kits, or full coverages that I can just cut fabric for and use my master DMC set for, or master thread, whatever. So here we go. Okay, so it's going to be Story Keep Dragon's History by Randall Spangler. That is a Heaven and Earth Designs. I will show you that at some point. Maybe I'll just put here, I'll just add a screenshot of, we'll just add a picture. Ta-da! Here we go. This is what the Dragon's History will look like. All right, let's play around Monopoly and see what gets picked. Okay, welcome to round 3 of Insane Monopoly. So I don't, if you'll notice, there is some new additions. So even though I have the visual board to see who has what, I needed, when I was playing last time, I was like, once I get around, it's going to be kind of, I want to see really quickly at a glance if the property is not only already bought, but who owns it. And I found these guys at Michael's, and they're like rhinestone stickers that peel off, snap apart. But do you see my conundrum that I ran into? There's 6 colors. And it was gonna really bug me not to use one of the colors. So we have a surprise new player. This is Chaos. And since we're only on round 3, we're gonna play catch up. So we're gonna play 2 regular rounds for this guy. Like 2 rolls in a row, if you will. And then he will go on after Magic for round 3. So let's go ahead and get him I mean, how perfect is chaos that he's just jumping in wherever he feels like it. I'm zooming out just a touch. There we go. I'll try to get the whole edge in there. Okay. All right, here we go. 13. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And I paused to make sure I have an odd roll, so we're going straight across. St. Charles Place has not been purchased, so I need to erase something on my notebook. So chaos 140. What that was St. Charles Place. Okay, so that would be round 1. Pretty straightforward. No doubles, no extra moves. And let me go ahead and get that one. All right, roll 2. All right, just another straight up move. Good deal. 11, right? Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Ooh, free parking. Now, oops. I don't have anything technically in free parking yet as far as stitches goes. So I'm going to let you guys vote. I will create a poll in the community page for how many stitches we should do for free parking, because I don't feel like, even though we haven't added any, I feel like there should be no chance passed at having stitches put in on a piece. So whatever you guys end up deciding on, obviously I will decide on, you know, the certain increments. Whatever you decide on will be the baseline for free parking. So no matter what happens, if this is empty, it's always going to have at least that much to stitch on it. So poll for free parking. Now obviously that poll will only be up for a very short time. We'll say this should go up today on Wednesday. We will say by at the end of the day, Monday, Eastern time. So 11:59 p.m. Eastern time on Monday night. That way I have a chance to stitch what I need to on Chaos's piece. So yeah, please go to the community page and vote. I'm digging the voting. I'm a little jealous. Jen has a lot of fun with voting, so I'm catching up. Free parking. Okay, so now we are going to begin the true round 3 with Earth. He's going to go first. Bleh. And somebody had actually mentioned on Jen's, in the comments of Jen's last video about using a tumbler that I saw, and I thought that was brilliant, but did I remember to grab one? No, I did not. So my hands are just going to have to be it. Okay, and next is 9. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Atlantic Avenue for 200, Alex. Oh, no, that's the wrong color. Just kidding. So that's why I put on the horses too, because then I can match it up. Okay, Atlantic Avenue for 200. And we have a bus token here, which means that I draw from the travel voucher pile. So Or I could advance to the next like community chest or whatever. I'm gonna do a token, which apparently I'm my favor on Earth because he already has one. That's okay. I already drew it. This is what it is. Ride share. Move back up to 5 spaces. Can be combined. Keep until needed. Play instead of rolling. Okay. So just stick that on my paper, and that is the end of Earth's move. Next is air. Okay, we're going to count that as 2. Now this is the bonus move token, so this does not count for doubles. And that's a 10. Where's air? There she is. Okay, I gotta turn. We're gonna be doing some traveling here, guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, and here's where I messed up. So see the commission right by my wrist there with the hand in the corner? Yeah, that's a thing to do. So I actually have decided to pre-record the next round, and I'm really glad I did because that is when I caught it. And basically it reads that you have to do 20 times the amount shown on the die for the commission piece. So since I rolled a 10, we will be doing 200 stitches on the commission piece. Okay, back to our regularly scheduled round. 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, that says Rowan Street for 300. I'm really trying to not knock the camera, guys. The table itself is shaky, so I apologize for the bouncies. 300. Okay. And then that concludes that move. Fire. And which token was it last time that had a crap ton? Air. Air had a crap ton of stitches, so sorry for anybody who's playing air. That was a lot. Okay, fire we can still see, so I won't bother rotating. A lot of straight moves. All right, 6, another 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, we are right on B and O, and we will be down at the outer because we rolled even. So we're moving down into the outer row. So B&O Railroad for fire for 200. It's exciting. Lots of stuff getting bought. And sorry if the pen clicking is annoying. It's a habit to like close up my pens so they don't dry out, and I forget that if I leave it open, I forget, so I click it and I have to click it again. Okay, outer ring. I take pictures of each round, but just in case something catastrophic happens, I got to make sure I take enough notes to know where everybody's at. Okay, earth, air, fire, water is next. Oh, bonus move this time. So we have 8 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Son of a gun. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Ooh, payday. All right, as you pass, stitch 300 if you rolled. Stitch 300 if you rolled an odd, or 400 if you rolled an even. I rolled an even, so this is going to get 400 for payday. 400. Okay, and that's it for that one. Magic is next. Oh no, just kidding. I have a bonus move, and I forget if I just do the 2, right? Pretty sure. next unowned property is what I do, which is this Pritzker Pavillion for $270. You guys, once we start getting into the second board, there's a lot of streets I don't know how to say. $270. Okay. That's it, right? Yeah. Okay. Magic? No. Oh, son of a... What did I just do? You were there. What did I do? Put him back and then try to move him? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I honestly don't have a clue what just happened. I apparently had a mini stroke. I'll rewatch this clip just to make sure that I have the correct everybody on everything. And if there's a super egregious error, I will correct it in the description box. So this is also why I write my notes in friction pen. How did I do that? What happened? Whee! So Randolph Street. Why did you even get back in my hand? Oh my goodness, 270. Okay. Enough sniggering in the back, as Stuart would say. Okay, now for chaos. For the actual round 3. All right, another straight move. So we have, why is this hard? 13, right? 11, 12, 13. Yes, 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oops. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I might end up having to glue this one in. Stay in your home. Okay, that was, can you see that? Pacific Avenue for 300. Okay. Okay. So yeah, relatively straight up movements this time around. Not a lot of excitement going on, but a lot of properties have gotten purchased or will be getting purchased. So as we get more around the board, that'll be interesting. So okay. All right, so let me pull the projects and we will see what we are playing with. Okay, so having to stop and fix the kerfuffle that I caused myself by going an extra round and discovering a square that I had not calculated. I have less time than I wanted to finish this video. That's okay. Yeah, and as the last stitching clip said, we still haven't had a technician out to figure out what's going on in the furnace. So I've had the heater off down in the basement now for a while. So it's getting a little chilly. I'm wearing my thermals top and bottom because it's cold. Yeah. It could be a lot worse. At least we still have half a functioning way to warm our house. When I took my little guy to the bus stop this morning, it read in Fahrenheit -1. Actually, it was -2 when I first got in the car, and then it kicked over to -1 for the picture that I took as proof. That is negative 18 in Celsius. It was cold. It was really, really cold. I didn't put my stuff where I could reach it. Sorry. That was very smart. Okay, so let's go over what it was that everybody landed on. And if I have time, I did still want to show you some purchases from last week, just because I think they're fun, and why not? It's been a little while since I've done a haul. I want to show you what I got finished kitting up when we went shopping. And then that's probably all I'll have time for, if I have time for that. Okay, so Chaos round 1 landed on St. Charles Place, which was Fairy Home. This is a really small piece by Golden Kite. It was one of the ones I picked up along with Home in the Mountains to get their like multi-pattern discount. Basically, buy so many, get so much of a discount. It was like super cheap, but I thought it was really cute. And here it is. At least I'm pretty sure. Am I lying to you? PDF. No, Golden Kite. Okay. So let me zoom in. It's very small. It is. Does it tell me anywhere? Somewhere? 120 by 127 is little. Little. It's a little bit pixelated, but I think it'll still look decent for the size. Once it gets stitched up. It does seem that once you start getting things stitched in, it does not pick up the pixelation unless you stitch on a very high count, low count, like a 14 count. Then you'll notice the pixelation a little bit more simply because the pixels are larger. Did I pull that one? I did pull that one. Here, let me show you how big it's going to be. I'm going to stitch this on, what is that, a 32 count? It's going to be tiny. It's going to be so cute. Sorry if I repeat myself when I start the clips. Hopefully I will remember I already showed you a little bit extra on that. Next up is another ornament out of the 100 cross stitch ornament book. I can take this post-it note out because that one is done. I should have looked it up to see. I think the Santas were close to the front. What did I say it was? Oh, Santa Bear. Hold on. Okay. So this is Santa Bear. Just a little ornament. I will see if I can do some smoothing on that back stitch to sort of modernize it just a little bit. I haven't gotten fabric picked out for it yet. I'll dig in my little remnants fabric stash. So you'll see that when I start stitching. And that was for Atlantic Avenue for Earth. Let's see, Air is Tan Carousel Horse. This is for the Rowan Street. This is a kit by Bernat. Here I am acting like I'm going to be stitching like as soon as I stop this clip. That's for next week's video. So yeah, this Bernat Tan Carousel Horse. I'm just using all the kit-y things. And got a loose thread. This is the starting point on it. Most of the saddle is in. I'm not sure how many stitches are done. Where am I stitching this at? Did I make a working copy? How am I doing this? I think I might have this one in Markup RXP, I think. Do I? Takes forever to load. Nope. it's not in there. I don't know. Where am I? Where is this one? I didn't think I was stitching it off paper, off the paper pattern, but I don't have a working copy. Maybe I was just doing the old school look at the pattern and follow it with your eyeballs kind of thing. That's all right. We'll figure it out. Let's see. The commission piece is also still for air, and that is this China kit. They call it Rainbow Horse. I call it by its correct name, which is Spirit Horse. Pixie Cold is the artist on this. You can get the legitimate copy from Gecko Rouge. They do have a kit of this, and I'm sure it's going to look fabulous. I mean, this one is not going to look bad, but it will look much better, to be fair. Stitching this on 14 count with the called for stuffs. Or not the called for, the kit stuffs. That one's a little bit slower because it's not pre-printed. Oh, I guess I could show you where I'm starting from, huh? And this one's supposed to get like 200. That's my starting point. Again, not sure how many actual stitches there are. I may fiddle around and see if I can get some of these paper patterns into Pattern Keeper. Or Markup RXP. I don't know. We'll see if it can redeem itself after the mishap. Let's see. B&O Railroad is Ride to Dreamland. This is a Stony Creek pattern. Let's see if I can find that. No. Here, let me cover up. It has clowns in this book, and I know some people are really not okay with clowns, so we'll cover it up. Ride to Dreamland is this one. I think, right? Pretty sure. Yeah. Yeah. I do have a start on this. I am stitching this on 28 count Cashel linen from Sunny Dyes. Yeah, Sunny Dyes. I don't think she's dyeing fabric anymore. I have not, unfortunately, been able to find her. Yeah, 2/2 full cross is what this is going to be stitched under. The colorway is, what is this? Fairy's Daybreak. And it's a printed piece of fabric. I think it goes this way. Here we go. It's so sparkly. I don't know. You can kind of see it a little bit there. Shimmer in it. Because I think every single strand, except for the pink, is a blend with a Kreinik blending filament. That was fun. And okay, next is another new start. This is a 2x2 stitch art piece called Sampler 231. This might be hard to kind of picture, but that is the piece. Sort of a mandala effect going on there. And apparently I am going to be stitching this on 46 count Fiber on a Whim in the color Brown Sugar. I stitched my husband's piece that had Boba Fett on it, like a silhouette of Boba Fett on this, and I really enjoyed stitching on it. It's kind of a pinky I'm not sure if that's showing up very true, but it's a subtle color, so it's hard to come up through the camera. It has kind of, yeah, greens and pinks to it. And apparently I thought a mix of these would be great on it. So, in my brilliant, yeah, apparently I'm going to, this is a rayon floss from, where's this from? Artiste, so Hobby Lobby. I think they were discontinuing it or having a major sale or whatever, so I picked these up for like 20 cents a pop or 15 cents a pop. But yeah, it's rayon, so I'm gonna have to use thread wax. It's gonna be so much fun. I grabbed, like, I had just a weird mix of, this is a DMC rayon. I don't have a clue how I'm going to, what motifs are going to be what. Like, there's another DMC rayon floss. I don't know. We'll see. What is this? Oh, I even put in some light effects in here for, because I hate myself, apparently. We'll see. We'll see where I get to with this. I think it's just, I was digging through stash, kitting stuff up, and thought, sure, why not? So that's going to be interesting. That's supposed to get 400 stitches. Oh, next one. This is actually also a temperature piece that has not been called yet. But this is supersized Heaven and Earth Designs Max Color Light Weaver. This is by Raven Phelan. There you go. He's big and beautiful, and I love him. I love her artwork. 706 by 999, 238 colors. I so far have 12,300 stitches in on him. I am doing this 28 count full cross 1/1. He's at 1.74%. And that's where he is so far. Right? No. Upper left-hand corner start. There we go. I will probably finish gridding and work these threads in. I was sort of doing page by page and whatever, but I'm a cross-country girl at heart, really what it boils down to, so I know no boundaries. I need no pages. So I will get those worked in, because right now parked threads are killing me. I don't know. They're not necessarily giving me anxiety, but they're definitely annoying me. And let's see, that was for Randolph Street for the magic piece. Okay, next up is Candy Cane Gnome. He's on here. This is one of my ornaments, and this is for Pacific Avenue for Chaos. Last one, okay. Yes. Trying to find the actual pictures in the PDF because, you son of a, because there's a lot of back stitching and it looks kind of weird if I just do the mock-up, so bear with me. There he is. Hopefully the piece of fabric I have is tall enough, because I cut them all the same size and they are not the same size dimensions for each of them. He's super cute. I'm sure it'll be up in his hat that I'm starting. And he'll get hopefully at least 300 stitches. And then the very last piece is a new start as well. Floral Flamingo. This is a dimensions piece. Picked it up nice and reduced at Hobby Lobby when they were getting rid of all their stuffs. You guys are going to decide how many stitches I stitch on this. I think for the poll, I'm going to put 100, 250, 500, 750, and 1,000. And I will let you guys decide what our base for free parking is. I don't care either way. You could put 100. I may end up stitching 500. But the minimum is what we're going to be picking. So let me know in the poll. Click on the community tab. My son just got home. Okay, so he's gonna get the midget off the bus for me so that I can finish recording without rushing. Yeah, so Floral Flamingo. So the total stitches minimum for next week for Monopoly is 1,810 plus whatever you guys decide for Floral Flamingo. I will make sure to put each token's pieces totals in the description box below. So if you're just playing by token and how many stitches they have, that will be easy reference for you. That concludes that section. I would like to show you some haul. I did manage to get all of my backups, like progress files, exported. I've only had about 3 hours of sleep, so my brain is starting to shut down a little bit. Because I won't go into why, because I've only had 3 hours of sleep. Yeah, I got all my as many patterns as I have started in Pattern Keeper. It really didn't take that long once I kind of had a rhythm going. So if you haven't done it, back up your files. I will probably, and have I backed anything up since I started stitching at the beginning of the year? No. Will I remember to? Probably not. I think what somebody remind me towards June that once the whip parade gets done, I need to back it up again. I want to do it at least twice a year. Ideally, it's every session. I don't remember. I just don't. Okay. So these are my Etsy purchases from last week. We'll stick with the new stuff. New stuff to me. I almost wore the shirt today too. That would have been funny. I'm fine. It's fine. Everything is fine. Because that's definitely how I feel some days. Last year was definitely very close to this feeling. This is from okay, good. She has a website, embroids.com. I will link it below. I don't know if I'm going to edit this clip. I've been longer than I wanted to on editing for obvious reasons. But yeah, she has some really cute patterns. I'll also link the Etsy store below as well if you want to go look at anything I show on Etsy. No, that's actually going to drive me crazy. Hang on. Embro Style Design is the store on Etsy that I got these from. Okay, next one is it has an adult word in it. Get over it. Because to be honest, if you have a problem with adult words, we should never meet in person. That's all I'm saying. I still don't want to look at the PDF. Mock-up, thank you. Do no harm, but take no shit. This is a hard lesson for a lot of people, a lot of us. You know, and you endeavor not to do any harm, but sometimes it's inevitable. But you do what you can to make it right, but don't take anything from anybody that you don't have. Okay, next one is Luna Moth and Mushrooms, which isn't, I don't think that's the actual name of the pattern. I did take some liberties with naming them for the Pattern Keeper part. No, I don't want to look at the PDF. Mock-up. The PDFs I loaded are just the PK file, so they don't have any of the cover stuff. Isn't that pretty? I don't know why. I have a lot of bugs. I don't really like bugs that much, but I like pictures of bugs. And then I got her set of Northern Lights pieces. Oh, you son of a mock up. I'll just go through these relatively quickly. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Maybe one more. Is there one more? No, 6. Did I skip one? I don't know. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. I went from 4 to 6. Was I sleeping when I tried to put these in too? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, I missed one. I'll have to figure that out later. Doesn't really matter. They all look very similar, as you saw. And then this one is Sunset and Palms, I think. Sunset and Northern Lights and Sunset. I don't know. I don't know if this is like physically possible to see the Northern Lights while the sun is shining. I don't know. Is it? Somebody tell me in the comments. Some of my northern peoples. Or super southern peoples. Where did this next one come from? I don't know where this one came from. No, whichever store this is, there'll be the second store listed after Embro Style Designs information. Because I don't know. I can't find it, and I don't want to edit it in. Although I still have to edit because I get whatever. Okay, so I couldn't find it. I don't know. I'll link it down below as well. So this next one is one of those like kind of simpler pieces. Trying to summon enough dopamine so I can get started on a task. This is me every day, to be honest. I just thought it was cute. And it'll be, you know, something different when I'm looking for ease of stitching. Not much to think about as far as that goes. And I have some, I think I still have some like fabric that I can put with it. Okay, another adult word warning. This too shall pass, but holy fuck. Definitely last year. And I'm assuming that I'll have, you know, it's never going to be perfect. I mean, look at this. It's January and I have no heat. So, you know, just something amusing to me to stitch when I want to. I may stitch one and send it to Suki too. Because, yeah, her year did not go much better than mine last year. Yeah, and like I said, I had 14 other patterns that I just completely forgot about. Who knows what else I'll find. All right, these are patterns that I've had for a while. And I needed fabric for and or floss. So my husband and I went to Keepsakes, and he was so patient and awesome while we were there and let me kit some stuff up. So this is Summer at the Shore by Cottage Garden Samplings. And I do have one of the floss. I didn't get the picket fence because that's like white. I mean, it's 762 is the alternative. But I did get the Crystal Lake floss, which not exactly variegated. Probably could have done with the substitution, would have been fine, but it's okay. This is from Atomic Ranch, and I thought that would be, I really like the fabric that is called for this, which is Picture This Plus, and apparently they're just about impossible to get right now. I got a 28 count, and I will be doing it 2/2, and this is a linen in Amber Waves. Here, let me open it up. And they went ahead and cut it to the size that I needed, so with a 2-inch margin around. So I did put this in my replacement wheel, so this could have been a possibility. And then I had picked Winter Solstice Up by Joan Elliott at the last Stitching the Springs retreat that I went to. Jen was there. And we both got this. And I could not find a fabric for this to save my life. And I had found like this perfect color at Keepsakes. Was 2 inches too shy. It was very sad. So, and I also was looking for, it calls for Kreinik number 4, a gray, and I couldn't find it there, and so I just grabbed the closest Petite Treasure braid to it. It's not exact, but close enough, right? And then I will put it on. This is another Atomic Ranch Light Euphoria. This is also a 28 count linen, and I will stitch it over 2 over 2, and that's what I ended up with. I think I will probably do like $37.99, a really dark gray on it, instead of black. I feel like black might be a little bit harsh for that, for this particular color blue. And Jen and I were talking, and we will probably start this late this year on the winter solstice, because why not? And I also had, all right, I don't need to take that out, I don't think. The clear's not too bad. Zucca. This is by Alessandra Adelaide Needleworks. Hopefully you cannot hear my stomach growling. And it just calls for DMC, but to me it seems like that just screams like a need for fancy floss, which I realize there are multiple colors of the, no, just kidding. It's, oops, come back. How did they do that? Autumn Gold, $38.53. It looks like there are multiple colors of orange in there, doesn't it? Am I tripping? That's more than one color, isn't it? But it only calls for one DMC for the orange. Anywho, doesn't matter. Not what I'm going to stitch with. I'm going to put this on a Zweigart 32 count linen. It is a vintage smoky white. Again, we'll be stitching this over 2. And I picked up the Gentle Arts Tiger Lily for the stem. I just thought that was really, it's actually coming out a little brighter than it is. It's a little darker than that. And Weeks Dye Works Pumpkin, because it's a pumpkin. So this is not really variegated. But gosh darn it, I wanted to, it's got a little bit in there. I wanted to stitch with fancy floss, even if it's a pretty solid overdyed color. So that's what I'm going to do. That's also on the wheel now. I think as I start the ones that I have like plan starts for, I will add them to the wheel as well. So once Winter Solstice gets started, I'll just add it to the replacement wheel. This one I'm really excited about. It's taken me almost a year to kit it up, I think. No, not that long. Not that long. I'm lying. Feels like it. Autumn Quakers by Rosewood Manor. I love so many of their pieces. All of their like dreaming of flowers. I want them all. And when I picked it up, they had Keepsakes had the Voldanis. And I vacillated for a long time, but I finally caved and I did get the thread pack for it. I've heard mixed reviews of these. I've heard some people say they're wonderful. I've heard some people say they were terrible. But I thought they were, I just absolutely love how this looks in the picture. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. Now it calls for a Picture This Plus. Again, Keepsakes was like, we haven't had anything come in from Picture This Plus in like 18 months. So we do not have the call for that you are seeking. So I got an Atomic Ranch. I really apparently like their fabrics a lot. An Atomic Ranch in Golden Harvest, which I'm pretty sure is the same color that I'm using for something else. 28 count. It's going to be 1/1. I got a fat quarter because that's what it needs to fit properly. And I realized, actually, while I was putting stuff on my wheel and shuffling things around, that excuse me, I haven't really been doing like a focus piece like I thought I would. Sorry, I need a drink real quick. Because I incorporated the temperature stitching like I did. And I was like, how is that going to work when I start landing on do so many stitches on a focus piece? I think Autumn Quakers might be that focus piece. Because I really want to, like, I really just want to stitch all of it. We will see. That is up for modification, however you want to say it. Up for debate. All my plans are always up for debate. Half the time I do not do what I say I'm going to do. Not because I don't want to, but a lot of times because life happens. Okay, stitching wise, is that it? Did I get all my notes? Did I hit all my talking points I wanted to hit? Yep. Okay. This is a pretty long video, so I think that'll be good to kind of leave it here. Have that feeling that I'm forgetting something. It doesn't matter. So yeah, again, thank you so much. If you have made it all the way to the end of this particular hot mess, thank you so much. If you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing and hit the like button and do the commenty things. I've loved interacting with you guys in the comments. I'll say one thing, not feeling like I'm completely drained from doing a full-length video has made it so that it's a little bit easier for me to just keep up with the comments and all that. So I've been having a lot of fun. Please check out the community tab again and do the poll for Floral Flamingo for the free parking stitches. Let me know in the comments if you would be interested in doing like you don't have to do anything, you just have to sit and listen. If you want me to do a stitch with me, like a small one, if I have extra stuff to talk about, if you want me to just go ahead and do it while I'm stitching. Not necessarily a daily recap, but you know, maybe chit chat while I'm doing those clips. Let me know if that's something that you would be interested in. Yeah, I think that's it. I'm pretty sure that's it. Alrighty, guys. I will take up no more of your time. Thank you so much for watching, and I will hopefully see you next week at the end of Monopoly and all that jazz. Take care, everyone, and I will see you next time. Bye.